Marius, so good to see you again, and thank you so much for inviting me in your house. It's a beautiful, beautiful house, and I love the trees, and we are so close to the Christmas.
Yeah, so thank you so much for coming, and this is the moment, the perfect moment to thank from my bottom of my heart to all my clients for their business for 2022, and I wish them happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the best for their families and friends, and hopefully 2023 will be a better year for everyone.
I feel every time I see you, I wanna ask you what's new in the market, because honestly, I feel every single week something is going on with the rates, with the, I don't know, the prices going down, going up, like it's always a fluctuation. So what's new this time?
So the market was slowing down, at least in the last month. I have some listings, I saw all of them. I have just one in London. London is about 250 kilometers from Toronto. And on that area it's even slower than in the So the farther we go from the central Toronto, the more slower the market is. The reason why is, during the pandemic, because it was a lockdown, everybody who was working from Toronto, has a house in Toronto, on the apartment in Toronto, they realized that they have to sell their place and move out, in a cottage country, that it will, or in subdivision Markham, in areas outside of Toronto, let's say. And for this reason, the prices increasing. They were increased significantly on outside of Toronto, everywhere outside Toronto. In Toronto, the prices were kind of, was increasing, but not so much. Now, because the prices were increasing significantly in, York, Durham, the Peel region, Caledon and Halton Hills and Guelph, let's say, now the prices, they went down the same pace. So the more increase during the pandemic in some regions, the more decrease now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So interesting.
Very interesting.
So in terms of numbers, what we are looking for, like in terms of like percentage, when you say going down, which
it's
comparing to which period of time?
Yeah, so compared with last year, compared with the last year, the housing, for example, in Toronto area, so the average sold home right now it's 1.39. The average semi-detached is 1,039,000. The average townhouse freehold home is about 939, and the average condo it's about 708. So the most, let's say, the most affected, they were like semi-detaches. They were down about let's say 12.5%. The second was the detached homes.
Okay.
And the third, the townhomes, and almost didn't make any difference for condos, because in condos they didn't went up during the COVID. So for this reason they were stable, so just the 3-bedroom, like the biggest one, they drop a little bit, but the bachelors and 1-bedrooms, they go slightly higher a little bit. So but in average, the condo market, it's very stable, it's the same, so didn't go down.
So people are buying more condos now, or no, not necessarily?
Not necessarily,
what's the interest?
But initially, like 1 year ago, so in February was the peak of the market, and everybody after that, everybody's predictions, they were like, let's say 15% down, about 20% down in some cases. But because the monetary policy was very different than everybody was thinking, everybody was thinking, okay, let's say the mortgage rates will go up with, I don't know, 1%, 2%, but they went up much more. Okay. So because of that, the initial predictions, they were wrong. Now they predict that until the end of 2023, the prices they went down. They will go down about 25% since February 2022.
Okay.
So initially, initially was just 50%. Now it's 25%. And because of the monetary policies that the government. So basically, what happened was during the pandemic, the government was printing a lot of money, giving away a lot of money to to the people that were affected, much more than everybody was expecting. And because of that, the inflation was going crazy. Because the inflation is going crazy now, they have to increase the mortgage rates to balance the inflation. But right now they went much more than initially everybody expected, and for this reason, so many households now they are running on the line of credits to pay the difference in mortgage. So, for example, for some people, the mortgage went up $1,000. For some people, $2,000, depending on the amount of mortgage and what rate they have. So right now, the people are very struggling to make the payments, and in some areas, the new listings they were up significantly, which means in those areas, the market is unbalanced and the prices will go further down because of that, because the people they cannot afford anymore.
So you're seeing more houses for selling right now?
In some areas, I have here top. I did a research and in GTA, and I found out interesting things. So first of all, I want to let you know the top. Let's say the top 5 regions, like counties, that during this period of time they went up or down. So in terms of average sold price per home, the number 1 is King, which went up about 18% more, which is very interesting because in 99% of the cases the average sold prices went down. In average was 10% down than last year, less in average, even in Canadian, in all Canada or even in GTA. But the King was a little bit different. So probably King City, because they are building a very many subdivisions on new homes, and it's an amazing city to live in. The prices went up, and so it's with 18%. Which is crazy. The second region is with Church Stouffville. So this region, like this small county, went up with plus 0.4%. So the prices didn't go down here in average; they went up. But these two, they went up, and then Mississauga went down just minus 1.6%, which is amazing. So they kept the value of the homes in Mississauga. Another example is Vaughan. So the prices went down just minus 2.5%, which is amazing. And then Markham with 3.1% down. So these are the top counties that now, in terms of home sales, it's very interesting. Uxbridge is up 22%. So in Uxbridge, they sold 22% more than last year. Then the Church Stouffville was down. Now we are talking about it. It's just down with 25%. And then Halton Hills in West is 25.4% down, and Caledon 33.3% down, and Bradford, West Gwillimbury about 33.9%. The rest, they are over 40%. So on average, the number of sales in Canada and in GTA, they are about 40%. This is the average.
The average. Oh wow.
So let's say if last year they were selling 100 homes, this year they are selling just probably 60 homes.
Yeah, but the price was different though, no?
Yeah, the price was different.
I mean,
now I did another statistic based on the new listings they came up in this period of time. Here it's interesting that Uxbridge is number 1. So in Uxbridge, just the new listings went up with 71.4%, which is crazy. And then the second one, King, with 49.5%, and then Halton Hills 45.1%, Innisville with 34.7%, and then the number 5, Clarington, just east of Oshawa, it's about 21.5%. So in these areas, for example, even King was, had a big, 18% more, but now because, it's a number 2 with almost 50% increase of the listings, which means the prices will probably go down because it's too much inventory.
Okay.
So on the last top 5, so the number of listings, the more the number of listings came, the worse for them, because will be more listings on the market than the demand. So more inventory than the demand. So this one will go with the prices are going down again. Some of people, they ask me, what, Marius, will be a burst in Canadian market or not? I think
it's a good question.
I think we are on that point, and I think on probably in 2023 a little bit, we are just a little bit going down, but not so much, because for so many factors. One, every year in Canada are coming 400,000, 500,000 immigrants, okay? So the demand will be, okay?
And mostly with money.
Exactly, with money, mostly with money. Second, if the mortgage rates are coming down next year somehow, but they don't think so. They
one of my question.
They predict that the mortgage rates are going up, and then they can go up, as much the Canada Bank will say so.
Yeah.
So it's not a limit in how much they will go up, but if they don't stop, the people, they cannot afford to pay anymore.
No, they'll just take the
And
keys
then-
and give it to the bank. Like
Yeah.
what happened in 2009,
And
2008.
and we sad because then will be a crumble in prices.
Oh yeah.
Because there were so many properties on the market, because the people, they cannot afford to pay the mortgages. That means there will be so much, less demand and more inventory, and then the prices will go down. But I think in let's say in 2020, they predict about 2024 to be the bottom of this situation, and then they predict in 2026 they will go up again. There will be the same prices, let's say we're in 2022 in this year,
yes.
and then they will go up. And but based on the fact that they stop raising the rates, so the rates will come down, and the prices on that point will be down again. So because it will be a huge demand because of the immigration, then they predict that the housing market will go up again, but not with the same pace like during the pandemic. So probably the prices will increase, I don't know, 1%, 2%, 3% per year, which is a healthy increase, and hopefully will be a stable and healthy market in the next decade.